Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Building Business Through Law. We have with us Kalpit Khandelwal, partner at Aekom Law. From starting as an intern to becoming a Forbes India's top 100 lawyer and a partner at Aekom Law, Kalpit has carved a remarkable journey in corporate law. With expertise in M&A, corporate governance, and commercial contracts, he has advised on some of the most complex transactions in the business world. Recognized as Asian legal business young lawyer and a super lawyer, Kalpit's legal acumen is shaping the future of corporate advisory in India. In this episode, we explore Kalpit's rise in the legal profession, the intricacies of M&A, the evolving landscape of corporate governance. Plus, we step beyond the courtroom to uncover his passion, daily habits, and what fuels his success. So, welcome, Kalpit, to today's coffee conversation.
Thanks, Amish.
So, let me explain to you the flow and the format. There are 3 rounds: professional journey round, personal journey round, and a surprise rapid fire round, for which you have to be witty, fun, and quick, and you will get a gift like how Karan gives you. So this is autographed and send it to you.
That would be
So friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host of Coffee Conversation and Legal Tech Evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal startups, SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, Kalpit, my first question. How has the journey shaped up and what were the key defining moments in your career?
My journey from an intern to a partner today at Aekom Legal has been shaped by a series of defining moments, each of which has reinforced my passion for corporate law and strengthened my professional growth. While every deal is a challenging and has contributed to my growth, but to say the first taste of corporate law which I got at my internship at Mehta and Mehta and ARA Law, like any other law student, I explored various different areas, and at Mehta and Mehta and at ARA Law, I was first encountered with the fast-paced, intellectual, demanding world of M&A and private equity transactions. The experience was an eye-opening. I was drawn to a blend of legal acumen and commercial strategy that M&A law required. The internship eventually led to a PPO offer and marking my first defining step in my career. Thereafter, I moved from, and the transition from an associate to a trusted deal lawyer happened when I was given an opportunity to assist on several landmark private equity transactions at ARA Law, including several investments by Tiger Global in several startups, including Ola, News in Shorts, Housing.com, Policy Bazaar, etc. It was a fast-moving and high-stake deals which required meticulous restructuring, negotiations, and regulatory approvals. From there, I moved and found myself handling more valuable and intricate transactions, including acquisition of Ruchi Soya by Patanjali Ayurved, acquisition of Burjan Hotels by Lemon Trees, where I assisted and advised Lemon Tree Hotels, Innovate acquisition by Oyo, SVG Media, which was acquired by Denso. All these were not just legally complex and deals, but also involved regulatory clearance, multiple stakeholders, and intense negotiation. Understanding that, and that all lead to me to understand that M&A law is not just about legal clauses, but also about business, relationships, and psychology was a turning point. Subsequently, now from last 3.5 years, we have been all five of us partnered together to start Aekom Legal, wherein we are looking to develop a deep expertise in M&A, private equity, and investment transactions. The intent was not to create a basic law firm or like a general law firm, but intent was to combine the top-tier legal expertise with a commercially pragmatic approach. Building a law firm from the ground up required me to step out of the traditional legal role and think like a business leader, managing teams, building client relationship, and ensuring operational efficiency. Today, as a partner at Aekom Legal, I see my journey as one of a continuous learning and evolution journey.
Wow, beautiful journey. So, what is the story behind naming of Aekom Law?
So the intent was to not name it against any individual name, but to give it to the name of the God. And so that the God is one who will keep blessing every one of us, be it us or be it our clients, our stakeholders, and that's the intent. The Aekom is derived from Ek Om in Hindi, or in Punjabi we call Ekomkar, and in all the religion we say God is one, be it Hindu religion, Muslim, Sikhs, anywhere. That's the intent.
Beautiful. Okay, let's take a conversation deep. So, Kalpit, how do you balance risk mitigation with business growth in corporate legal advisory?
In a corporate legal advisory, risk and growth are two sides of same coin. Business thrives on expansion, innovation, and deal making. But every decision, every deal involves legal, financial, and reputational risk. As a corporate lawyer, my role is not to just highlight the risk, but to find the solutions within the legal boundaries. Many people perceives lawyers as a risk-averse professionals who always says no. But the way I see is that you don't need to say no, but find out solutions out of it. Find out, focus on structuring the deals in a way that safeguards the interest while maximizing the opportunities. Every business has a different threshold for risk appetite, and therefore you need to my role is to first assess the risk and present a risk adjusted strategies which align with the risk appetite. For that, what I always look is well drafted contract so that it will not just avoid the dispute, but also provide flexibility and protection for future growth.
Wow.
The way I see is many business see compliance as a hurdle, but in reality, strong corporate governance and regulatory adherence is building the trust between all stakeholders. What I do always that as a corporate, in my view, best corporate lawyer are those who empower business to take calculated risk rather than simply avoiding them. My role is to create a legal framework where companies can grow confidently, knowing that their interests are protected while they focus on expansion, innovations, and value creations.
So, Kalpit, what are the key legal pitfalls businesses often overlook when drafting commercial contracts?
See, commercial contracts forms the backbone of a business transaction. Yet, I have seen even the most seasoned business houses often make critical legal mistakes while drafting them. Yes, I do agree these mistakes happen sometimes due to the urgency of the deal, sometimes due to oversightness. But in my view, a well-drafted contract is not just a formality, it's a risk mitigation tool that safeguards the interest, prevents disputes, and ensures smooth execution. Common pitfalls are like using vague and ambiguous terms like reasonable efforts, market standard, or timely delivery. All these creates troubles in futures by invoking litigations.
Wow.
People even think to draft contract which are heavily one-sided, which I believe always create more trouble because no business will work if the agreements are drafted one-sided. Incomplete termination clauses tends to create more disputes in future. Not drafting properly the dispute resolution clause. For instance, I have recently been encountered with a situation where all the parties were Indian, but foreign law and foreign stated arbitration was chosen as dispute resolution mechanism. So these kind of clauses creates trouble in future, and the way I see, contract should be seen as a living document, regularly reviewed, updated, and tailored to business needs.
Beautiful. So, what's one legal myth about M&A transactions that you would like to debunk, Kalpit?
One biggest legal myth about the M&A transactions, what I have seen is that if a term sheet is signed, the deal is done. That's not the case. term sheets are typically non-binding, and there are a lot of negotiations which happens even after the term sheet being signed. Acquirer does a thorough due diligence, including financial, legal, tax, and operational assessments. If they see any red flags, they renegotiate the deal, including valuation, or simply walk away from the deal entirely. And there are several clauses which are not negotiated at the time of term sheet, like indemnity obligation, escrow holdback, post-closing adjustments to valuation, exit rights in details are not negotiated. So the way I see, term sheet is an important milestone, but it is not the final deal. Until the definitive agreements are signed, conditions precedents are met, approvals are obtained, no deal is certain. The best approach is to keep the negotiations flexible, conduct rigorous due diligence, and ensure that all key terms are carefully structured in final agreements.
Wow. So, Kalpit, with your years of experience in corporate governance, how do you see compliances evolving for businesses in India?
See, corporate governance and compliances have seen a seismic shift over a past decade. Traditionally, business in India used to take a reactive approach to compliances, focusing on meeting the minimum legal requirements. Now, even companies are doing a self-reporting on ESG factors, even if it is not mandated as stakeholders. SEBI, RBI, and other regulators have been more strengthened with powers, and even corporates are looking at towards the compliances positively. The technology, they are using technology like AI powered regulatory tracking are helping the companies to regulate and monitor the new regulations, compliance check. There are so many softwares which are helping them to check, prepare dashboards on compliances so that they can do a proper audit. And the way I see in future, compliance is no longer just a legal checklist. It is about building corporate credibility. Companies that adapt to this new era of proactive, technology-driven governance will not only mitigate legal risk, but also gain investor and stakeholder trust in the long run.
Wow. So, Kalpit, M&A are high stakes legal battles. What's been the most challenging deal you have worked on, and how did you navigate it?
See, M&A are rarely straightforward. They involve a delicate balance of legal structuring, commercial strategy, regulatory approval, and high-stake negotiations. Over the years, I have worked on several complex deals which required heavy negotiations, including acquisition of Ruchi Soya, as I said, by Patanjali Ayurved, or acquisition of Orchid Pharma by Dhanuka Group, or acquisition of Sidwal Refrigeration, Ilgin Electronics, Ascent Circuit, Pavartaka by Amber Enterprises, or even joint ventures between Titagad and Amber, or Korean Circuit and Ilgin Electronics, or Eugen International and Ilgin. But one of the, if I have to point only one, which is very, very difficult, I would say acquisition of Ruchi Soya, which is now known as Patanjali Foods by Patanjali Ayurved, because that deal was not a regular acquisition. It was under an IBC deal, and in a very initial phases of IBC, it involved navigating multiple legal and commercial hurdles. Patanjali faced stiff competition from Adani Wilmar. This insolvency process was a landmark history in itself, led to several multiple litigations at several forums. We even during the litigation phase, even COC had to change their lawyer because there was a conflict of interest allegation which was being raised by us as a strategy in our favor of our client. Subsequently, even there was inter se creditors dispute, and we found out a pragmatic solution or workable solution so that our objective of our client to acquire the company, turn around and revive Ruchi Soya can be met at the earliest, because we were ready with our money. And therefore, we found out a solution of an escrow mechanism so that the inter se creditors dispute can be continued even after acquisition, and we are given free hand. Our client, being Patanjali Ayurved, is being given free hand. And just to tell you, that inter se dispute is still pending before Supreme Court even after 5 years. So if we would not have found out that solution 5 years back, the Ruchi Soya would not have turned around. Patanjali would not have ever acquired the company. And that the IBC objective of revival would not have ever achieved. And therefore, that's what I say in M&A, you have to find out the solution. You don't have to see the problems, you have to look for solutions.
Yes. So, Kalpit, technology is transforming the legal industry. How do you see AI and automation impacting corporate law?
AI, I tell you, the legal field, I have always seen not using the technology or has always been slow to use technology. But of late, AI and automation is reshaping the legal industry in a way which could not have been thought or imagined almost a decade ago. Now in due diligence, because that's one area where maximum time is consumed for M&A and investment transactions, AI is helping us to scan and summarize the documents within minutes, which used to take weeks in past. In contract automation, it is helping a lot by preparing standard documents using the base drafts. It is not only, and I know it is AI is still developing, and therefore it is helping us and will help in near future more on predictive analysis as well. Having said so, AI is just transforming the legal flows, but it has its own limitations. Like AI can suggest contract terms, but it cannot negotiate or assess the commercial intent. AI lacks the ability to interpret business-specific nuances in deal restructuring. And therefore, my final take on AI is not that it will replace the corporate lawyers, but will reshape how we practice law. The future belongs to the lawyers who embrace technology, leveraging AI for efficiency, risk assessment, and strategic insights.
Beautiful. So, Kalpit, how has the leadership style evolved over the years?
Sorry?
How has your leadership style evolved over the years?
See, it has evolved my leadership because from an intern to partner, I have been moved. I have learned a lot at my family, at offices, where I learned that you need to grow. If you grow and if you make your team grow, you need to act as a industry and as a president for your team. Then only you will be able to grow and make your team grow.
So, Kalpit, how has your mentorship role been at partner at Aekom Legal? And how do you guide young legal professionals?
See, mentoring is one area where you need to act as a leader first. I always look towards the open approach, quick feedback. I see that your team, if is working on an assignment, they only present it to that client in a structured manner. Give them the full freedom to how to work. I ensure that my team owns the assignment like I do. And therefore, I act as a leader at the same time, I act as a mentor. And that is where I believe my role in Aekom has come up as a much faster way.
Wow. So my last question will be, how's the experience been using technology and different legal tech tools, and how did it impact your work?
Technology is impacting a lot. It is saving us our time a lot, helping us to do our due diligence work, which used to take a lot of work time in past, now in minutes. It is also helping us to think and predict the solutions, like the comparison softwares like Workshare is helping us to find out the ways. There are many softwares in the market now which helps in doing all work, which helps in many manner.
Wow. So let's go to the next round and understand Kalpit as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
See, I come from a business family, which means that I was exposed to discussions about finance, market, and entrepreneurship much early. While many people in my family expected me to join a family business, but coincidentally, I was drawn towards a professional career where I could apply my problem-solving skills in a dynamic environment. My parents give me a complete freedom and did not impose any expectation where I should go up. Growing up, I was always inclined towards a logical reasoning and analysis. During school years also, I made it a point, always used to made a point that I push myself beyond conventional learning. And that helped me today also while pursuing law. I completed my company secretary as well as master in business laws simultaneously. So within 5 years, I was able to get 3 degrees. And with that, my formative years actually laid the foundation of my approach to work today, which is strategic thinking, adaptability, and a focus on long-term goals.
So, Kalpit, when you're not navigating legal complexities, what's your go-to activity that truly helps you to unwind and recharge?
When I'm not navigating legal complexity, my go-to activities would be gaming, because I'm always fond of, since childhood, on playing games, because and particularly the strategy games like Counter Strike or Age of Empires, which used to be there, and I play for hours and hours sometimes. And another thing is spending quality time with my friends and families. I am a family person. Even in my office, people used to say that you leave early so that I can spend some quality time with my friends and families. And then if need arise, I do my work again in late nights if need be.
Wow. If your close friends had to describe you using just 3 words, what would it be?
I would say strategic, resilient, and supportive. Why?
Wow.
Why strategic? Because like in deal negotiations, even in daily my personal life, I see things bigger picture and try to plan ahead. Resilient, because I've always believed in staying composed, adapting to challenges, and pushing through setbacks. And supportive, naturally, because they have always seen me helping my colleagues, my mentees, my friends in any form wherever I can. Yes, naturally, there is always a room for growth. These qualities have played a big role in shaping my personal and professional journey.
Wow. So, what's one book, movie, or series that has influenced your perspective on law and business?
One book that unexpectedly influenced my perspective is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. While it is primarily about finance, its insight on risk, uncertainty, and human behavior, which is highly relevant to M&A and corporate law. It reinforced the idea that legal strategies like financial decisions are often driven by psychology rather than pure logic. Understanding how stakeholders perceive risk and value can make a significant difference in negotiation and deal restructuring. It's a reminder that beyond the legal frameworks, emotions and incentives shape business decisions just as much as contracts and regulations do.
So, Kalpit, who has influenced you personally and professionally, and what were the key learnings?
Um, there have been several mentors and people who have shaped my journey. But if I have to highlight one, though it will be very difficult, I would say it is Mr. Satwinder Singh, who is currently the joint managing partner at Aekom Legal. He's an exceptional legal mind. One of the most valuable lessons which he has imparted is that in high-stake corporate transactions, it's not just about legal expertise. It's about understanding business, anticipating challenges, and thinking like a deal maker. He always believes in trust and relationship, and that's what I have learned to maintain relationship with the clients, with your friends, irrespective whatever the things are. His guidance has reinforced the idea that being a successful lawyer isn't just about knowing the law, it's about judgment, negotiation, and ability to see the bigger picture. These lessons continue to influence me how I approach every deal, negotiation, and client relations, or personal relations even today.
Wow. So, what are your plans for 2025 personally, professionally, Kalpit?
For 24-25, I see to make my firm grow as much as I can, be more in marketing front, doing business development a lot, which until date I'm more involved in the execution front. I see from a professional front more on building relationships and generating more and more work for my firm, irrespective of whether it's M&A work, dispute resolution work, or regulatory practice where Aekom Legal works.
If we took a peek at your weekend routine, what's something surprising we did find?
I would say that you might see surprising that a person like me who has been spending time and hours, sometimes full night, even on playing one single game, like Age of Empires, which is a strategic game. I spent even sometimes the entire night. And then next morning, I'm in back to office. Because that people may say that you have not taken a rest, but I would say I've taken a lot of rest, rather a rest equivalent to 2 nights.
Beautiful. So my last one is a googly one. Describe Kalpit in one line.
Uh, a strategic deal maker and a trusted advisor, seamlessly balancing the legal acumen with business foresight to drive complex transaction to success.
Wow. Let's go to the next round, the rapid fire, the fun round, and have some fun. Your go-to comfort food.
Dal bati churma,
Wow.
Rajasthani
Your
dish.
favorite color.
Black,
Dream travel place.
Switzerland.
M&A or corporate governance.
M&A.
3 words that define your work ethics.
Sorry,
3 words that define your work ethics.
Impartial, confident, and delegation.
Best piece of advice received.
Sorry,
Best piece of advice received.
delegate as much as you can, because that will leave you with even empty time so that you can learn and more grow.
Your favorite business leader.
Ratan Tata.
Wow. Tea or coffee to recharge you?
Coffee.
Let's raise. So you did well, and here's your gift, which will be autographed and sent to you. Please go through. You also shared beautifully how AI cannot replace a corporate lawyer. Yes, it's an enabler. So this is all articles are there which will help Aekom using AI and in your journey also. So friends, it was a lovely conversation having with Kalpit. How's interest in strategy games, which recharges him. So this is what our coffee speakers brings to the table. So all those legal professionals out there who enter the world of high stakes corporate advisory, watch this episode where Kalpit has shared his insights, like how it is about psychology, strategy, understanding the business, understanding the other side, and making it winnable for each one. So this is what our coffee speakers out of 400 plus brings to the table. Subscribe to the Coffee Corner show and get inspiring stories. If you want to be featured like Kalpit, visit our LinkedIn page, the Emerging India Forum, our website, the Emerging India Forum, and our team will invite you to have coffee conversation. Thank you.
Thanks. It's nice and a pleasure to have a conversation with you, Amiji.
Yeah.